So I've glued some rock-shaped pieces of egg carton. Now I've just torn it up with my hands. Kind of didn't really have a plan, but I glued it in with just some Alli's clear tacky glue. But right now I'm going to just run a coat of just everyday Elmer's school glue over top of it and really kind of saturate it, but not, I have to be careful because it is glued on cardboard and I don't want it to start to warp. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to paint it right on. Anticipation. Oh my God, it's so heavy. Oh, there's another cap on, no wonder. I can't find my little bottle. Okay, we're going to try that amount. No kitties in the glue. And I'm just going to use just an old foam brush for right now because I kind of don't want to ruin any of my other brushes. I might have to do 2 coats of this because I really should have done it right before everything dried, because some of the pieces start to curl up. And it's okay, rocks do that, right? But rocks have all kinds, they don't curl, but they have all kinds of bumps and stuff, so there could be edges sticking out, but these egg cartons really didn't have a lot of texture that I wanted, but I had collected them for a while and I didn't notice until I really started tearing them up. So hopefully it'll be enough texture. You could use some packaging if you got any like stereo equipment or computer equipment. Stereo equipment. Do people still buy stereo equipment? Probably not. What did I get? I think it was a computer monitor I got in, and it had a lot of this, and of course I used it on something else. And I also had saved it for quite a while and finally just got tired of having it in my closet and falling out of the closet. So I threw it out, the remainder. You ever do that? Save something you think, oh, I'm going to craft with this. This would be great for such and such a project. And then you say, no, I'm tired of looking at it. I'm tired of it collecting dust. I just did that with a bunch of styrofoam, big sheets of styrofoam. I said, what am I going to do with this? I'm saving it. I've had it for, oh God, 3 years. I don't even know what it came from. Oh, it was from a bookcase that I ordered through the mail. And it had these big sheets of nice, regular white styrofoam. And I said, oh, I could use this one day. Yeah. Well, I put it on top of my closet, and just one day it just fell again for like the umpteenth time, and I decided I'm just going to get rid of it. So I just threw it out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to coat this whole. I'm being very generous with it. The idea is that I'm trying to seal the porous cardboard pieces so that I can work on getting some color in there. And then I'm probably going to use some joint compound as grout. So that'll be the next step. But this is going to take a while to dry. So I'm working on it. All right, so I'll come back when this is all coated and dry, and then we'll start working on the mortar. So here it is all dry. It took like 3 days for this to fully dry. It's been very kind of muggy out, and I did end up putting it under my ceiling fan to finally dry, but I think I put it on way, way too thick. I was a little impatient and I added way too much. So I really should do another coat of glue, but I'm afraid it's just going to take too long and it's going to start warping. The cover kind of warped a little bit. I don't know if you can see it's kind of curved. So my next step is to give it some color. Okay, I always forget to put my microphone on. So it is back on now. So I'm sorry if you couldn't hear me in the last clip. This is what I'm using to kind of give it more, I mean it's gray, right? It's kind of, but I want to give it a little more kind of earthy tones. So this is actually a whole palette of kind of earthy tones. I do wish it had a green in it, but it doesn't. It shows a green on the cover, but there's no green in here. So unfortunately, I might do maybe a little acrylic paint, but let's see how it comes out with just this. So I've got my palette knife. I am going to try to scrape a little bit. Let's see. We definitely need like maybe a little orange. Scrape some of the powder off. And maybe a little of this like mustardy yellow. These came like kind of in a crushed package from Amazon. And the black apparently kind of flaked over on everything. So we're just going to do a couple of little scrapes just so I have something to dip my brush into. Technically, I think you could, rub it, but I think it would take a little bit more time to get the pigment. Look at my hands. I did not even touch black. So forgive me. I don't have anything to wipe my hands off right now. So I just want to get going on this. Because this glue taking a while to, excuse me, fettuccine. Not right now, buddy. Taking a while to dry really set me back in my plans. So today I'm going to try to make sure I get extra off my hands. I'm going to try to get this and another video done. Oh, I don't know if you could see. So that's basically, I'm just going to kind of randomly go around. I am going to use some joint compound sort of in between to look like kind of like mortar or grout. I don't like this brush. This brush is way too big. Okay, let me get a smaller brush and we'll see what we're working with. So I'm kind of not liking the way the chalk pastels are going on. I really don't know if maybe I should have done an extra layer. I don't know, but I'm going to move to acrylic paints. Okay, so we're back on. I'm using a little bit of wisteria. That's this little, it's like a gray lavender. Some golden sunset, and bark brown is what the other one was called. And that's a folk art, bark brown. So I did try to do a wash with the yellow ochre, and you could see it's a little, I don't know, I'm not wild about it. So I am going now to just try and use a little bit straight, but kind of dry. And I'm just, I don't know if you could see, it's kind of a tight spot to see in, but I'm just lightly kind of going everywhere and just random things like this. I mean, you gotta just kind of do it until you makes you feel like you've done enough, like your eyes are happy. And It's nice because this wisteria does give like a little bit of highlight. And I'm kind of just zipping over it, you know. Oh, there goes my bird. That scared me for a minute. He's doing some kind of weird, I don't know if you can hear it in the background. He's like across the house. And I've got my door closed, so. So I'm just going to go along and do some little touches. I don't know if I like this color. Might want something a little darker. This yellow came out way too yellow. Just try and tone it back a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go back and forth with some colors for a little bit and see. I might add a color or two. But you can see the way that the chalk pastel just really came out. I don't know. I've used them before and it didn't come out like that. So I'm wondering if it's the I'm wondering if it's the glue over it, if that is what messed it up. So I'll be back when this is done. Okay, so I've colored it all here and there. It's looking a little better. Oh, these things take time. Now I am actually going over each rock. I'm hitting it with a little bit of antiquing wax from Waverly. And just kind of scrubbing it over real quick. Nothing too heavy. Just kind of getting the high spots. I did the whole other side, so I'm going to just try and get real close so you can see. It's starting to take on a little bit more rock, less concrete look to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to come back and do some joint compound. I'm really hoping that that comes out okay. Because then we might just ruin the whole project. But you just got to go for it and see what happens. I'm going to probably start very lightly and get some paper towels and stuff and wipe it down. So let's wait till this dries and I'll be right back. Okay, so here it is, all done. Now I just have to wait for it to dry. I have a few places to touch up. I have to hear my bird. Oh, he's in the other room. I have to probably paint the edges here because I don't want it to close, to interrupt the closing. So yeah, I'll let it dry. I'm going to see what it looks like, and then if I have to touch up any paint, I'll do it then. And then I'll install some other things that I did. Okay, so let's just let it dry. And there we have it. Okay, so it dried. I tried to use the pastels again on it, and what I ended up doing with, I don't know if it's the brand that I bought, or the brush that I'm using, but it doesn't seem to pick up, and it doesn't pick up and transfer the dust over. So what I just did was just picked up the chalk pastel and kind of gently just rubbed it over in some spots, and that's where it stayed. So you'll see there's some definitely more color back in there now, and I darkened up the corners a little bit, and kind of the floor on the inside, like where some dirt would collect. And then we have, I think it looked pretty good. I'm going to touch this side up a little bit with some more color, but I like it. I like the way it came out. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to do any washes on it because I kind of like it. And I'm afraid I'll ruin it. So this is what happens, right? You know, you don't know whether you should go that one step further or not. But I'm happy with it right now. So I'm going to leave it like this and move on to more projects. We only have a few days left till Halloween, and my planning was poor. My time management was very poor because a lot of things needed a lot of drawing, and you know, I have a full-time job, so I'm not always available to come back when it's dry, when it's finally dry. So I hope you guys had a great time watching this video. We will be back. I have another video on some accessories and some fun things. And then sometime over the weekend, now Halloween is Tuesday, so sometime over the weekend, I will start assembling and getting everything together, and we'll be done. It looks like we're not going to get to make the witch doll. Maybe we'll save that for next year, or maybe I'll use her little doll parts for something else. But for now, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.